were the plays the apple of our eyes. Oh Boys, Jonathan Lyons and Ben Bonneman's The Apple Boys, a Barbershop Quartet musical, is a sweet look at a bygone era with harmonious tunes and clever lyrics. It's early 1900s in Coney Island, and it's mostly apple orchards owned and operated by Jack Chapman. And he's told that by a certain July 4th, he's going to lose the apple unless he raises $5,000. So in the course of this, he comes across a strong man who's looking to get his title back, Nathan, who wants his hot dog stand to win a contest, and this kid that really loves roller coasters and wants to invent roller coasters. They end up becoming this wonderful barbershop quartet, and they may face obstacles from outside forces and from within, but hope and optimism and sheer pluck will win out. This was one of the most enchanting, delightful musicals I've seen in a while. The comical way they play with historical facts, jumping in and out of peripheral characters, and that wonderful old-timey singing that actually moved the plot along instead of interrupting the flow that sometimes happens in this type of musical. From all the production team to the ensemble and direction, this was a truly perfect evening that will lift your spirits with its core values. Major happy face.
Our own Bina Sharif has her wonderful show, A Dream Within a Dream, at Theater for a New City until December 30th. And how did you get the idea for this show, Bina?
Because I've been suffering from nightmares all my life. And I said to myself, I should start writing about dreams. And one day I sat down and I had a very bad dream. And I sat down and I wrote just like a one paragraph something, and then it disappeared. Because otherwise I will remember it all day long. And I said, I just started writing. I can't just get off the computer. So I made up the rest of the stuff. So this is how I started to write a dream project. And this was the second part of the dream project. Last one you saw last year, I think year before, called Paranoia of a Dream.
Okay.
And this is the second part of the trilogy. And then one more has to be written. We'll see. You know, yeah.
And I love the fact that you have all these scenes in cafes. They're always like among my favorite parts in your shows. They work so well.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's from your life too.
I think in a way, kind of, you know, because people can say it's autobiographical, especially my monologues seem like it, because in the play, I'm playing the immigrant writer, you know, who doesn't really have much of a chance in the white world, kind of, you know, that was the thing. And then critic shows up, you know, and then he's a Broadway critic, and he's not going to like this, you know. But she acknowledged that he's not going to like this. You see? So it's a dream within a dream.
But also the critic seems to be very close to you.
Yeah, because...
well...
like you.
Critics love you.
No.
They love you. But and you both are sort of like Charlie Chaplin-like, which I found so endearing.
Oh, thank you, because I think we have some comic ability, and we have this kind of tramp, you know, like the hats make it, and the canes make it like...
perfect.
Though Charlie Chaplin walked differently, and we became like a little bit more disabled kind of people, you know. But I think that disability is also, for me, maybe it's not coming across, for me the show is about people, real good artists, waiting for the real art to happen. You know, when there's a, like Van Gogh kind of people, I'm not comparing myself, but where there's very many obstacles to put up a show, you know. So there's no funding, the critics have different ideas, you have no, you know, you don't know whether you should express your real feelings or you should go with the mainstream, because that Muslim playwright I talk about, he slaps his wife, he gets an award, because this is what the bias in the Western world is, kind of. They think they're very violent people, you know, so he confirms their bias.
So it makes it easier for us to accept it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know you, but you know, you're much more liberal, but you know, people have this impression of certain groups of people or religions,
they're definite,
you know,
stereotypes.
Yeah, and then if a Muslim playwright confirms their bias, then it's like he's more liked than somebody like me who doesn't confirm that bias, you know. So it's I mean, and me and Kevin seems very close, because I don't know if it also came through. There are many layers of the play. Me and him are dreaming to put a play together.
Oh, okay. That I couldn't quite get.
Yeah.
But
and all those immigrants are in that play within the play. you know. So we never put it up because that, you know, waiter never comes and things do not happen. And then we say, we'll do it tomorrow. Okay, then the audience will come tomorrow.
But the audience should definitely go tomorrow or as soon as possible to see Bina's play at Theater for a New City until December 30th.
In Ruben and Clay's first annual Christmas Carol Family Fun Pageant Spectacular Reunion Show, Clay Aiken and Ruben Studdard play on their American Idol rivalry by still trying to outdo each other, but in a more Broadway holiday way. This is staged as cheesy television holiday shows of yore with a sprinkling of laugh-in type bad jokes with heads popping out of the curtain. The supporting ensemble almost stole the show away with their powerhouse singers. Mixed with the usual Christmas songs were sprinkled religious hymns and ballads. To borrow from a different Dickens novels, it wasn't the best of show, it wasn't the worst of shows. But please, sir, I don't want more. People who are fond of Clay Aiken and Ruben Studdard and are looking for holiday fluff for the family to enjoy, then by all means catch this or go look at Christmas Windows. Mixed Face Plus.
At Playwrights Horizon is Noura, written and starring Heather Raffo, directed by John Assetto, and it deals with Iraqi Christian refugee family that's been in America for 8 years, finally has their passports, and the wife, Noura, has been sponsoring an orphan girl who will finally come to America and hopefully join them for their Christmas feast. Now, she's different values than they do, and she's already pregnant and unmarried. Will they be able to accept her? Will she accept America? It's very much about being a refugee and having trouble going away from your country, which no longer exists, but not fitting in perfectly in America either. It's different culture because it's Iraqi Christian, but it's still familiar. I'm giving it a happy face minus.
Le Barret Trockadero de Monte Carlo at the Joyce is the best antidote for any depression. They are a sight to behold with brawny ballerinas in swan clothing, delicately maneuver the intricate steps of ballet, but with such a comic spin it will have you rolling in the aisles. I saw Program A, Swan Lake Act 2, Paquita Pas de Trois, La Traviata Pas de Cinq Ballerina, The Dying Swan, and the Hunchbacked underwater ballet scene. Anyway, the dancers here with their entrechats made their legs flutter as fast as hummingbird wings, and by putting together short men with regally tall ballerinas, many amusing sight gags were achieved. They defied gravity by adding twists and turns, spills, and sound effects that will leave you laughing uncontrollably, unlike their very precise maneuvers. This was one of the most magical evenings. I got gossamer goosebumps, choked up chills, and bellissimo ballet laughs. Oh my God, does this get a happy face.
At the Downstairs Theater in Irish Rep is Two by Friel, short plays written by Brian Friel, one first seen 50 years ago, the other one a New York premiere. They're both directed by Connor Bagley. The first play, which is Lovers Winners, I believe, has two 17-year-old Irish people who are going to get married soon. They have to because she's pregnant, but they're also trying to study for their final exams, and it's sort of comic and serious. They bicker a bit, but you could tell they love each other. But there's a commentary by a man and a woman off to the side that makes things seem ominous. The second play is a sort of an adaptation of Chekhov's Lady with a Dog, which is a story about what seems to be a summer flirtation at a resort, Yalta, which becomes a life-changing event. And I like the second one a lot more.
And I like the first one a lot more because that's the way we roll.
But there's something for everyone in this delightful combination.
Yes, oh my God. It's very poignant. I mean, both plays are extremely poignant because it shows, like, you really don't know what's going to happen with situations and with life, and everything looks rosy, but then you don't know the future, and it's just, I found it extreme. Both of them were so moving, and the actors were all so wonderful. I just love this. Happy face.
Irish Rep always has the greatest actors.
Conor McPherson's Girl from North Country, 1934 Duluth, Minnesota. Nick tries to save boarding house, problematic families and relationships, random plot points with Bob Dylan music for no reason. The most talented actors in New York City are wasted here. All these random soap opera plots are thrown in with Bob Dylan music, which doesn't contribute to the plot or actions. It felt like, gee, this is getting boring. Let's throw this in to spice it up. I love Bob Dylan music, and there were some that were known to me and some that were unfamiliar. Usually I have no problem with soap opera storylines, but they went nowhere and were never explained or resolved satisfactorily. Like, you know, crazy family members, con man. And Mr. McPherson was trying to be Tennessee Williams and Thornton Wilder, but he failed miserably. And the usher was really nice. She gave me a shout out when there was a disco ball. But I am giving this a mixed face minus because the actors do not deserve an unhappy face. Jane Anderson's Mother Maid, and all these are at the Public Theater, I should say. It's the backstory of Joan of Arc's family, her mother, her father, and her brother. They're hard-working peasants. This was so clever and fascinating, as we never hear about Joan's family. This made her more human and less saintly. This was not a dysfunctional family, but good-hearted folks who were of their time. It is a testament to Jane Anderson's brilliant play that even in the reading of it, I'm still sobbing over it. She has turned this iconic story into a family that had a daughter and what she meant to them, and forget about what history made of her. This is one of the best plays, cast, production values, and directions I've seen. This should be going to Broadway, not The Girl from North Country. And Glenn Close as the mother is just so heart-rending. And what happens to her father and brother and what the toll it takes on them. This is just so well done. I can't praise this enough.
Downstairs by Teresa Rebeck is at primary stages at the Cherry Lane. And it has to do with when Teddy comes to stay in his older sister Irene's basement, it will probably cause trouble with her husband Jerry. Teddy's been emotionally fragile since childhood when he was brought up by his mentally disturbed, abusive, alcoholic mother. The mother deteriorated after her husband left, and fortunately Irene was able to leave early, maybe to get married. Now she's torn between the brother downstairs who may be paranoid and the husband upstairs who is probably extremely angry. This is a creepy play that's very, very involving.
Yes, and of course you have the Time Daly and Tim Daly, the real brother and sister. And I've been in love with John Brocaccina since growing up in Soho at the Public.
But you're not going to love him in this.
Oh no, I didn't know he could play so creepy and evil and horrible and scary a guy. I'm like, he usually plays these lovable characters. Oh my gosh, and the way the downstairs, all the detail of the set and everything by Narelle Sessions, and the two of them, the brother, sister, and just simple things, the way they interact, you don't know what's going on. This was suspenseful and exciting, and you're rubbing your hands in glee. Oh my gosh, I love this. This was so good.
I'm giving it a happy face too.
Both of us felt the same way. Oh, just so you know, this little girl in the picture is no longer in it. Eve Johnson has taken over the part. Aaron Mellon's The Net Will Appear. 75-year-old Bernard is sitting on his roof minding his own business when this little 9.5-year-old girl Rory on the neighboring roof interrupts him. She talks a blue streak, and in the course of their encounters, we learn of their difficult home lives that are relieved by their budding friendship. As Rory cleverly puts it, they are, as she doesn't have much of a past, and he doesn't have much of a future, this little bit of overlapping time we have together is super special. Well, this is a poignant story and not at all like that genre I detest, with old and young learning from each other. This was more of a comforting each other through life's tribulations. No net needed here, just a hanky, major happy face.
Don't forget BAM this holiday season. We got to see Strange Window, the Turn of the Screw, a Builders Association project that was creepy and wonderful. Hard Nut, Mark Morris, Nutcracker Suite is still going on, and coming in January is Gruppo Corpo from Italy and Théâtre de la Ville of Paris doing Ionesco, so there's great stuff there too.
Gary Apple's Christmas in Hell is a hilarious holiday show with fruitcakes, Charles Manson, and banjo-playing boogeyman. Can Dad save his son Davin from Lucifer, who now decides that he wants Davin to be his kid? He wants to be a daddy. Well, will Lucifer be a good daddy? And can Richard rescue Davin? And what secret is Principal Bolton hiding? And what is the truth behind Carl and the banjo? This was a silly, witty, infinitely singable musical. The director, Bill Castellino, has shown time and again that he is the best at turning a dire situation into a comic situation. And Gary Apple has given him plenty of ammunition with this fired-up story of the lengths people will go through for love. I can't think of a better place to spend the holidays than Christmas in Hell. Happy face, and I'm going to show you interviews and music from this that I got at the press conference. At the press conference members night, I had a chance to talk to Gary Apple, who wrote the book Music and Lyrics, Bill Castellino, the director and choreographer, Elijah Raymond plays young Davin, and a couple of musical excerpts is mine, and I Wish That I Believed. Are with
Gary Apple
at the York, where we are doing his show Christmas in Hell. What inspired you to come up with Christmas in Hell? I'm laughing just thinking of it.
The first idea came to me. I was in a supermarket at Christmas time, and there was a cashier, and 2 feet above her there was a speaker that was blaring Christmas music, and I thought to myself, boy, that must be hell. And that's the first inspiration for Christmas in Hell, and I took it from there.
And what do we expect? What can we expect in hell at Christmas time?
What I tried to do is create a very non-traditional Christmas story. I wanted to be quite different than any other Christmas story. It's not saccharine sweet. There aren't sugar plums, and there isn't elves dancing around. It gets kind of dark. It gets kind of naughty, and slightly shocking, but not too bad. But it goes against the grain of what you would expect from most Christmas shows.
And you make a nice nod to the Jews. I like the kosher treif line.
Yeah, I got a few of my Jewish background kind of spread throughout the show, but a lot of the great Christmas songs were written by Jewish guys, so she follows a very Christian theme, and it's quite respectful to all religions. As much fun as I have with it, I don't really make fun of Christianity or Judaism or anything. It's actually in the end it has a very positive message.
What message is that?
It's about belief. It's about being open to that there's something beyond what we have, and also what it means to be a parent, what it means to be a father. That's a theme that runs through the whole show. One of the things that makes me excited about the show is it's quite funny, and people coming in expect it to be funny, and I don't disappoint them. But she also has a message, and it touches them, and I'm actually more proud of the tears than I am of the laughs, and there's a lot of both of them.
What do you expect people to take away with the final analysis?
I hope they take away that it's the next best thing since Book of Mormon, and tell everybody that they got to see it.
Here we are with
Bill Castellino.
At your total stomping ground.
Oh, my favorite place in New York is the York Theater.
And now you're doing Christmas in Hell. This must be the most fun project you've ever had.
You know, a lot of fun projects have come my way, but this is one of the ones that we've laughed in rehearsal from beginning to end, and can't wait to share it with the audience.
And after Desperate Measures, that's a pretty tall order.
Well, thank you. We love our Desperate Measures, but we're having a great time in Hell at Christmas here at York.
And what are you hoping to surprise us with your direction in this?
Well, if I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise. I think that Jim Morgan has outdone himself yet again with a very funny, very usable, really amusing set. I think the clothes by Tyler Holland are also really funny, but the real coup de grace is that it's one of the funniest casts on earth. It's a really great group of very funny actor-singers.
And who are they?
The current climate, which is kind of toasty out there, it's nice to go inside holiday season where it's fun for the whole family except the kids.
This Christmas in Hell sounds heavenly.
Well, yes, that's kind of right. Heaven, it's sort of heavenly in hell, it's true.
Here we are with
Elijah Raymond.
And what are you doing in Christmas in Hell? You're too young to be in hell.
I am playing Davin, who goes to hell, who first is very sweet, and then when he goes to hell, he comes back all changed and scary and different. And so Davin's dad comes to help, and then we both go to hell. The Lucifer wants me, so I go to hell with him and with my dad. Davin goes to hell with my dad, and everything is solved.
Oh, wait, is your dad trying to rescue you from hell?
He isn't trying to rescue me from hell. He's trying to make a deal with the devil to get me back, so the devil doesn't take me back to hell, and so that that Davin becomes all sweet and normal again.
I don't want to spoil it all, but are you like laughing your head off while doing this?
Yeah, it's such a funny show.
Well, congratulations for being in a fun show, and it's probably putting you right in the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
So concerned it is for the best, though I'm sure you might disagree. I will raise him well like it was my own. He will be as safe as can be. With me as his father, your boy's gonna shine. He'll be more than alive. He will flourish and thrive. Your little child is mine. Never realized something was missing. I was empty and hollow inside. Then your boy came along and I saw what was wrong. Now I want it and I won't be denied. He will be a star, he will be a prince, he will be adored and revered. Standing by my side underneath my wing, learning to be ruthless and feared. God has his Jesus so pure and divine. Well, I want one too, and I can't place to you when your little child is mine. And things won't seem as tragic as they are. Come on, it's just a song. Look, I'm talking to an entity I'm sure does not exist. Oh, I wish that I believed. But my wish were granted. I'm not even disenchanted. No, I'm not. This world is all we've got. And though when times get rough, it might not seem enough. That's no reason to be foolish or naive. Still, every now and then, I wish that I believed.
And now to wet your whistle for Broadway Con, coming up January 11th, 13th at New York Hilton. And from last year, In the Heights, Mandy Gonzalez, Chicago, B.B. Newworth, Frozen, Robert Lopez, and Kristen Anderson Lopez, leading ladies, Vanessa Williams. And maybe there'll be time for Anthony Rapp to do some karaoke.
Reading, I was like, so are they, because we just did the first act, and then it said they're gonna kiss, and I was like, so Chris, are you gonna kiss me? Or like, what? Because I didn't know, and he was like, no, that's all right. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, because I just wanted to know, like, whatever.
I remember now, it was, do you mind if I ride by your side? That was the song.
Do you mind? Yeah.
You next to you. Something like that.
Everybody loved the show. We didn't have to step out on stage. They just loved that show. And so the rumors, of course, started, we're going to Broadway, we're going to Broadway. And there's a saying I learned many years ago, which was, I'll believe we're going to Broadway when I see the closing notice.
That theme had been it was related to the very first thing we wrote for the movie, which was...
This was a song called We Know Better, and it was actually the two little girls saying, like, this is what a princess is supposed to be. A princess is supposed to be like this, but we are human, and we know better. We know that princesses are real, three-dimensional people. The song didn't make it in the movie, but all of the themes did, so that was good.
Being on the stage that night in KISS, after going through so much hell and coming back triumphant on top, it was a collective win for everybody that I shared the stage with, and it was at that moment that people could see what I really could do. So that changed. That was a pivotal moment for me.
Think of all the things we can do. In my head, I paint a picture. Since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair
Broadway Con is just the most exciting event of the year. It really is. And it starts the year, which makes it even better. Winter Rhythms, all these wonderful cabarets going on. I saw Operation Crucible. It's really good. I'm seeing how the Westerns once, Wild West thing, and I'm seeing Witch Christmas, which looks like a good fairy tale. Check out Bina's latest show. Love the trucks. All Is Calm is about World War I, where during Christmas time they all took a truce, and the Germans and Americans and all the other people got together and had a nice Christmas. Sour Grape's Fifth Dimension is so damn funny. That's how I fell in love with them. Lots of Broadway shows closing January 6th. Fabulous things going at all these cabaret events. You can see the reincarnation of Lenny Bruce again. Valentine's 54 Below. There's a lot of Scott Siegel stuff going on. Michael Feinstein's going to be there. I mean, just tons and tons of stuff. Also, you can check out at the cabaret spots all their New Year's Eve events. Lots of holiday events going on. You should find out what they are and go to them. At the Flea, you got Nutcracked, Under the Radars coming up at the Public. The 8 Dear Reindeer monologue at St. Luke's. I saw that a long time ago at the Adobe Theater. Oh my God, it's really outrageous. And I'm going to see The Slave play December 29th. You got Gloria Steinem. Paul Mercurio is really funny. A lot of shows that have closed are on a Facebook page. Check out Parody Production recommendations. And don't forget to pick up your Performing Arts Inside of the Cultural Heartbeat of New York City. It tells you everything that's going on. Our next show is January 5th. And be sure and like us on YouTube and Facebook and everything else. And just to give you an idea what's going on at Broadway Con this year, we got Mean Girls, Cher Show, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, Dear Evan Torch Song, Be More Chill, Come with the Prom, Pretty Women, and the regular events as well. So don't miss Broadway Con this year!